So I haven't been making any YouTube videos for a while. Just been busy working, and I did a couple of long bike rides. I didn't videotape them, but the purpose of my video today is simple. I wanted to address this. I don't know what it is. It's this movement or something called Black fatigue, where people in general, and it's not just white people, it's just people in general who are making videos showing the worst examples of Black people from around the world acting antisocial or throwing fits, wrecking restaurants, acting up on airplanes, and generally just committing crimes. And anybody with any common sense knows that if you're on a plane, train, or a bus, because typically we are in taxis alone, you don't want anyone of any race acting like that. But there's also some things we have to admit. Any singular person that does anything wrong does not compare on a global scale to the worst things that have ever been done by anyone of European descent. People of European descent have clear-cut entire continents of the people that were once there. Global war, genocide, torture, murder, slavery, indentured servitude. But of course, we have to talk about modern times, and so let's do that. Let's talk about modern times, whereas there is proof. Some of the people are in prison. There is proof that Black street gangs, some of them, depending upon what they're doing, have a leader that is Caucasian. Well, excuse me for misspeaking. In the description of this video, I'm going to leave a link of one example, but I've seen others. I'm not gonna sit here and nitpick and find every single solitary example of Caucasians or Europeans leading street gangs made up of Black Americans, African Americans, if that's what you call them, or Black people of African descent who have since moved into places like France, primarily Paris. But it does happen. And while it does not answer every instance and whatnot, there is proof that it does exist, that white people simply are not the face of street gangs. Many street gangs today, and you know, my thing is, I personally have never believed that gangs would exist if it were not for corruption amongst our leaders and officials. You know, there's people out there doing things simply because they're trying to survive, or whatever reason they decide to join a gang and do what they do. That's their business. I have nothing against it. I'm not for it or against it. But right now, one of the things that's rarely discussed, and I would leave that to someone with a more popular channel, is that you have street gangs out there, and I hope I don't misspeak here in terms of listing out the general characteristics, but you have street gangs out there that are multi-generational, multicultural, multiracial, and they include both sexes. One time, let me tell you, I'm in Washington, D.C. I spent a lot of my time in Southeast. There's some of the most talented, loving, caring, helpful, devoted and religious people I've ever met in my life. And they've been disparaged, I believe, in media, especially on mainstream media, in the news, and whoever their enemies happen to be. But I will tell you this, when the pandemic hit, they were helping people. As soon as there's this bridge, I can't think of the name of the bridge, but it's right next to 295. Anybody that lives there will know what I'm talking about, but I can't think of the name of the road either. But as you drive down it, you're gonna come to a mosque that after you come out of DC heading towards Maryland, the mosque sits on the left-hand side. They activated as soon as the pandemic and the lockdown started. They were helping people, helping people. I said, let me say that again. They were helping people. Did you get black fatigue from these Muslims helping people? Did you get black fatigue from any church helping people during the pandemic? Did you make a video about it? Now, we would like for our citizens that need help, that know they might have a mental illness, or they're just cracked under the pressure of life in general, whatever the reason is, that if you find yourself the subject of one of these black fatigue videos, reach out for help. You might need to be medicated. Just reach out for help. This is mine. Okay? Reach out for help. That's what I did. I wasn't the subject of any videos, but you know, the most shameful of these black fatigue videos are the ones that are being made by black people. You should be ashamed of yourself.